That girl who was given a message this morning which said, heal one to heal them all. And I thought, that sort of sounds like if you build it, they will come kind of thing. And I was like, well, like, how does that even work? So if one person's healed, then everyone's suddenly miraculously healed. And they were like, not quite, but they want to not make me spoil the alert of information for you. They want me to channel in front of you again, because apparently some of you like watching sleeping people talk. And even though I'm not sleeping, because I'm still awake-ish, I'm consciously not here. I'm back in the distance, avoiding my washing once again. um, I'm a sort of person that would seek out any sort of joke just to uplift my mood. And I guess, it makes me happy and gives me joy. And I know that my sort of personality and my humor is not necessarily everyone's cup of tea, and I'm not expecting it to be everyone's cup of tea, but bear with me while I try to still be human. So I think part of this is to trigger those people who are still sort of spiritual but judgy, and for those people who are still sort of spiritual but still super freaking negative on everything, really hate life, and will, you see them all the time on Facebook. They're constantly saying really dense negative things while still being spiritual, and that's all fine. But if they could just stop and look and reflect on their behaviors, attitudes, and demeanors, they may actually realize that part of their problem is them. Or something like that. So, interesting times. Also, it's interesting what people want to spend their money on. People would prefer to spend money on drugs and Botox and a whole lot of luxury items versus an equal or balanced amount on their spiritual health. And there's a lot of people that have grabbed that those sessions that were sort of gifted to you, and yet they've never tried to find an intern, and they've never tried to actually find other ways and means of sessions. So really look at what you're doing for yourselves. Are you being proactive with empowering yourself, or are you sort of waiting for the universe to come and find you? Because part of your responsibility to love yourself is not just doing the beauty routines, but it's also about the spiritual routines as well. It's a really important one. So, take it or leave it. But if you look freaking fantastic on the outside, awesome. But what's going on for the inside? Because guess what, my friends? Everyone can see everything. Everyone can feel everything. So, just food for thought. And so, you all should be very aware that intern petitioners for QHHT are free. They have to do 25 sessions for free. And what does a session feel like? Basically like the 15-minute meditation where you just profoundly relaxed. You're not thinking about the dishes, you're profoundly relaxed, and you're going with the flow, and you're listening to what is being said. And if there was a question posed in that session, would you be able to just use your words to respond the answers? And maybe this is something that I should start doing, is guided questions for you. If you listen to that 15-minute meditation and then had session, like continuation, that's not the right word, is it? Continually listen to 15 minutes meditation, get super relaxed, and then have a guided session where you're hearing, in the luxury of your own home, on your sweet time, hearing prompting words of what's going on for you, where is your inner work, or whatever. Could be very fascinating, could be really empowering for you to be in that deep state of relaxation, and then have some simple questions posed to you. What are you willing to let go of today? What are you wanting to release? No longer let it loop you, bother you, limit you, block you, hurt you. Because we're sort of sick of being hurt, right? Like, it's all our choices, but what are the things that we're really not willing to let go? If you're not willing to look into your past, then you're not willing to let go of any of it. And, you know, potentially there's always things to trim and fine tune and let go of. So enough prep talk for me. But when you're doing your sessions with any practitioner, you should be able to trust them enough that you can completely surrender in and not worry. You're literally taking the back seat of the session. You're relaxed, you're trusting, and you know your lips are driving the session, not your Mr. Conscious busy mind, right? But some of you are so connected into your subconscious, you don't know the difference. So your subconscious is talking to you all the time and often can be talking to others, but you think it's just me, I'm just amazing. So, you know, check what's going on. Also, watched recently a channeler using her full conscious mind to have a conversation with people. It's not time for those channelers to be, you know, taken seriously at this point. We can all do our free internships. We can all do free intern sessions, I'm saying. And if you are like, well, there's none in my area, Joe, well, then how much is it going to cost you to get to one? All simple solutions. I'm super motivated to encourage you, to give you a little nudge, wink, tickle, whatever it needs to be for you to be able to empower yourselves. Not because I get anything from it, but maybe because I'm feeling like they're like, get to the point of this rant. It's not supposed to be a rant. They're like, just channel for us. And I was like, okay, but remembering what they said to me this morning is you heal one, you heal all. So this is why I shouldn't be talking consciously. And this is why I've been holding back for so long, for so many years, because, you know, my opinions are very strong and sassy, and, you know, I've got a lot of things to feel and say. And then I didn't want this to overcloud the sessions, because I actually wanted people to be able to get to the point. We can hear Mr. Stupid all day long, right? And so the point of these sessions, which is super sacred, is listening to the high dimensional beings, giving us our perspectives that we're seeking and asking for. So I think you get it. So, I'm in one of those moods. Okay, I'm just gonna relax. Yes, 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 yes. We are here, we are here, we are here. And we are so happy to be willing. We're so happy to be able to be of service today, to be able to give you the information. We're happy that you are willing to be able to provide this service. And as we know, we're very happy to be using this meat suit sack vehicle because our information needs to be heard. And when you cannot see us, you do not seem to respect. It's us speaking to you, not the vehicle. She's got her own agendas and perspectives on the ways of the world, and that is human. But our messages and our words are from us. And we are not in your dimension, and we certainly do not have the hang-ups and the inner work and the limited perspectives that human egos have. We are not above you, we're not below you. We are all one, we're all equals. And so this is not trying to demean your mentalities and your perspectives, because you're in the game of life on earth, and everything you're feeling and thinking and working through, we're asking you all now to have plans and goals, and do not delay your own sessions to connect in with us. We're asking many of you, again, to find your courage and to find your way. We know some of you do not want to rely on others to be able to help assist you, but we're saying for some of you, you're using your egos versus connecting in with us, and we're trying to break through, but you're too guarded and you can't let go. And so we're asking you to at least just try to have a quantum session for you to be able to understand the difference between what you think is your channeling versus what actually is truly channeling a high dimensional being. We say this with love, and we know you're all wanting to be of service. And this is a significant time to be of service, to be of purpose. And so we want to say and explain the message we gave the vehicle today. Our beloved meat suit is heal one to heal all. And she is right. You don't magically just have everyone be healed. But once one person heals themselves and overcomes their own inner work and be able to understand and learn and grow and heal from it, that conscious path, puzzle, work way of processing and overcoming that situation is then consciously added to the human collective's consciousness. And so you do not all instantly get healed, but you have a trail, a mind map of how to navigate easier. And it is like the 100th monkey syndrome. But we try to love you so much, and we use your humor and your labels to add light into this. But you all know that you are in humanoid bodies which were based and designed on your cousins, shall we say. We want to say when one person heals themselves through a situation, this gives others an opportunity to speed their healing, their processing, because you're also connected. And so it doesn't instantly heal all, but it gives them a more guided way to be able to have faster solutions, to be able to have faster inspirations, to be able to heal themselves. And so if you are healing yourself, that it is a ripple out effect to all of the collectives, but you must use your free will to even try to see what is the sticking stones, what is the inner work that needs to be delivered and processed and thought through. Your minds are so powerful. It is like a library of connections of us. And so when you do think about your solutions of how to empower yourselves, you are training yourselves to have higher metaphysical perspectives to be able to gain access to that perspective of wisdom and knowledge. And so you can see it doesn't instantly heal all, but it gives everyone a starting point, a roadmap of processing. And so you're all training to be able to heal yourselves. And you know how easy it is to be able to have a higher perspective, to be able to question the basic fundamental metaphysical perspectives and concepts, life contracts, free will choices, human experiences is something that needs to be highly considered upon as you're exploring what are the lessons for this experience? What are you supposed to learn and grow from to have this experience be what we would consider a successful notification of you understanding the significance of the lessons provided. Nothing is an accident, and yet you all just seem to dismiss so many opportunities, so many messages. All free will and all is marvelous. However, not all free will choices are empowering. Not all free will choices are of your purpose and of your mission. And so it is best to be able to be guided and to know yourself, to try not to be so reactionary, to honor the emotions. It is like once you hit your thumb with the hammer, you'll feel the pain and the emotions of frustration, hurt, rage, because you've done this to yourself. And boy, we want to say you do so much to yourselves. You use that hammer to bash down your spiritual journey, to bash down your earth experience, to bash down others. And we're asking you to put your hammers away, or if you're using your hammers, be mindful, diligent, and accurate with your targets. And so, while you remember that your inner work is yours alone, and as you're empowering yourself to love your life journey. You have to accept and understand and respect your journey has been masterful, designed and planned. And we are saying some of you feel like you're insignificant because of your occupation titles or what you do. And we are saying there is no insignificant roles. There never has been, there never will be. You're all very significant. And when you look at the whole life experience as we do to you, you can see you're overlooking so much that you've already experienced in the richness of the life journey. You're focusing on now, you're focusing on maybe the future. But when you remember your beautiful life story, this is something that you should be proud of, that you have achieved and overcome and learned from and grown from and shared with others. We ask you to have these perspectives moving forward. And we say this with much love. Fun times. Okay, so, why did they get emotional? Why did my body feel emotional, I should say? Hammering others. What do we do when we hammer others? I guess when we have strong opinions, that we can definitely bash people down, or even bash ourselves down for the time that we did make human mistakes. You know, we need to sort of stop using labels as mistakes or wrong or bad or evil and all that sort of stuff, right? Because that's a really limited perspective of what's going on there and why. So my opinion, I'm going to have to listen back to it to be able to get the whole senses of what they were saying to us. I'm remembering, so it was like when we learn one thing that goes into sort of like the memory banks of the consciousness of humanity, and then it kind of helps others be guided. I do remember them saying about the monkeys, 100 monkey syndrome. No, it's not 100 monkey syndrome, is it? It's something else. Anyway, and it seems like we don't even need to be seeing all of the other monkeys before us to know how it's done. And I guess you know, spiritually, energetically, consciously, subconsciously, this is, you know, how we're still developing and working. And I guess the more we are working on ourselves and building up our energy fields and, you know, being here to be on earth and you know, be awesome jazz hands people, you know, we are adding probably lots of roadmaps. They were sort of showing me it's like a solution, how to get to A to Z, and, you know, emotionally do a whole lot of stuff. Anyway, I feel tongue-tied-ish because I'm wanting to understand more about it, but I have to listen back to what they just said to be able to process it with my monkey mind. Okay. Wonderful to feel your energy again. When they are channeling, it's like they scan everyone to see who's listening and what you need to hear. And, you know, they just love you so freaking much. Always have, always will. And, you know, they're here for you. And thank you for being here for them. Actually, they feel really happy about it because they're like, we need to get you. They need you to call them. They need you to be able to reach them and connect with them. And this is going to help everyone so much. And, you know, so they feel very, very grateful because they know that those who are doing the inner work and are being empowered through their messages, this makes them feel not like happy or sad or anything, but, you know, they just feel so happy for you and pleased that because they can see the ripple out effect, right? When we are, you know, when we are here being high frequency vibrational, that is magical. That is like amazing. We are uplifting ourselves, we're uplifting others, we have joy in our hearts, smiles on our faces, and we're just really happy to be here. And, you know, even if we are excited about other things, we're still needing to focus on here. And so I think this is why it's tripping up a lot of spiritual people who are just down here, hate here, feel victim here, feel hostage here, you know, and those are all valid feelings, but it's an important time to really deal with those because they're limiting you to be high frequency. And high frequency vibrational state of being is not a hobby. That's not kind for humanity. So, you know, and it's certainly not being kind to yourself. And it's certainly not, you know, I've never heard a subconscious say, if they could just be high vibrational 3% of the time, it's fantastic. You know, like they're really needing us to be diligently focusing on this. And, you know, you can be in joy and happiness and high frequency vibrations sitting in the corner, not doing anything, you know, so don't think it's about celebrating, you know, like it's actually, you know, there's many ways you can do it. So don't overthink it. But if you are looping with your angry minds, frustrated and being and just picking on all the negative things and hammering, you know, down others' opinions and hammering down the media and all that sort of stuff. I mean, we can all feel very irritable and frustrated with that. Absolutely, when we choose. So it's about remembering that we are in power to feel the way we feel, and we are brilliant at being able to think about how to see things from a bigger perspective and to be able to really find peace and joy with that. So love you guys so much, and thank you for all your great support. It really means a lot to the collectives. Bye.